with your carnivorous thought experiment, your argument that in a crazy way we're kind of doing animals a favor by farming them because we're availing them to a life and a consciousness they couldn't have otherwise accessed. And like assuming that they have dignified lives and they just have kind of one bad moment at the end. Maybe that could be argued, but what that would be then is utilitarianism. So Derek Parfit wrote a book called Reasons and Persons, and in it he argued that you have world A and world Z thinking. Like in world A, it's a quality world. World Z is a quantity world. World A, you've got uniformly meaningful lives, very deep, rich lives, but very few people. World Z, you have billions of people, but pretty shallow, meaningless, unfulfilling lives, like work, eat, sleep, repeat type of thing. But the odds of landing a slot in a world A type of existence, we all know is uphill, so we resist it. And this is why Parfit calls this the repugnant conclusion. We all think that we want to shoot for the stars and have a world A type of life. But that's not the world we see around us. It's not the world we've built. It's not the world we seem to have chosen. And if you were to approach the average person on the street and say, would you take the 1 in a million odds that you would have an extraordinary life, a world A type of life? Or would you take a guarantee that you'd have a tolerable life? They would take the guarantee. We know they would because that's already what they've done just in this world. We have a sea of mediocrity all around us. People would rather than take those uphill odds, they want safety, they want security. They don't want to shoot for the stars and be the next MLK or Mother Teresa or Nikola Tesla or Isaac Newton. They could shoot for that, but they'd rather stick with predictability and precedent and have the 3-car garage and the 2 kids and the secure job that they don't find fulfilling. But we're just living day by day, aren't we? Because humans are utilitarians. And across ages and genders and cultures and races, you do see people following that path of least resistance, and that's utilitarianism. That's the argument that utilitarianism argues that value is additive and that it's linear, that if you can have one happy person, you could have 8 billion happy people. Utilitarianism, it says that it confuses more with better, when actually those two things are not only different, but possibly opposed, possibly opposites. 1 billion thin, pale lives do not equal one multicolored, exuberant, vibrant, radiant life. But this is the whole thing, right? And this is why Parfit called it the repugnant conclusion. Like, we think we would shoot for the stars, we would shoot for the world A, but it's not the world we've built, and it's not the life we have.